I want to start off this episode by asking a question. Have you got a goal? What are your goals? Why do you set goals? Anyway, that wasn't one question, that was three. Let's talk about it. Hey Laura, how you doing?
Good, Rob. I'm excited for today's show.
Me too. Why should people compete in a beauty pageant? Let's get straight to it.
Well, it always reminds me, because why I competed was not only because I wanted to give back, but I saw, previous to pageantry, I saw all those bodybuilders doing those bodybuilding competitions. And I realized, like, if I put myself into a competition sort of thing, I'm going to better myself. And so, you would see these girls and guys competing in the bodybuilding. They're doing the nutrition, they're working out every day, they're staying consistent. And as a result, they would do these competitions 2, 3, 4 times or whatever. And their following started increasing a lot. So I was like, oh, maybe there's something in this. Maybe if you do a competition and you step out of your comfort zone and do something big and bold, maybe it's the action of doing something big and bold that's why people start looking at what you're doing and start following you and start being engaged. So I thought that was an interesting concept of the competition.
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset for sure. There's competitions of all sorts of things in the world, everything from fashion to sport and a million things in between. I like the idea of pageantry because it sets a goal. Yeah, once you've, in my mind, there's no such thing as a real goal, because once you attain that thing, you always want the next goal. You go to the next one. So there is no finish line. The goal is the actual journey itself and going through the process to acquire whatever that thing is at the end of it. And one really great way to set some goals into your life is to join a competition of some description, whatever that is. Whether that's a bodybuilding competition, a CrossFit one, or a beauty pageant, all the same concepts and theories apply, because what happens is it's forcing you to level up in your life. There's no reason for you to ever go back and look at your wardrobe and think, hey, what am I going to wear on stage when I'm walking down that runway? Because there's no reason for you to walk down a runway, unless you're a professional model, of course, unless you're somebody that is exposed to that type of industry. There's no reason that you would ever do that. So this forces you, beauty pageants force you as a woman to look internally at yourself and say, well, I'm not wearing that, I'm not wearing that, I'm not wearing that. I've got to go and get something to fit my body type. And then you go on this whole journey. Oh, I don't like the way that I look. Oh, I don't like this color. Well, now I'm in a process of self-improvement. And this goal takes you on a journey of self-improvement. And another way to say that, a better way of saying that, is personal development. You learn to develop as an individual. You grow from a variety of different ways. And the most important thing in my mind, if you're going to join a beauty pageant, is that you have that mind, body, soul connection. Because if it's all just about your appearance and how you look, well, that's one aspect of it. That's the body aspect of it. But the mindset behind that and connecting to your heart and your soul of things, they're the things that really make these goals worthwhile and come together. So in my mind, competing in a beauty pageant is a really, really great way to grow as a person and help you with your personal development. But the mind, body, soul connection that you have with yourself is unlike anything else that is out there.
Yeah, and if you don't have that or don't know what that is during the pageant journey, it will happen for you.
It'll reveal itself for you.
It will reveal itself.
What is this guy talking about? No, it'll show.
No, it will come, because it happened for me. The limiting beliefs came away like shackles coming off my arms and legs, and then I was able to be a fearless leader, and it was amazing getting rid of the self-limiting beliefs that I had and that I didn't even know I had, to be honest. So yeah, it's fun.
So what you're describing there is mindset, right? And it's the start that stops so many people from doing something. Often people will look at a goal that seems unattainable, or they think, I could never do that. But why do you have that limiting self-belief about yourself? Next time, I want you to check yourself. Next time you say to yourself, oh, that looks a bit hard, or I don't think I could do that, ask yourself, why am I saying that? Why am I internally saying that in my mind? What's stopping me from doing that? It's the start that's stopping you. Because if you make a conscious decision to do something, whatever that something is, join a beauty pageant, join a CrossFit competition, go and learn how to draw or public speak or something like that, and you put yourself out there and you're exposing yourself to the public, the minute you decide to do that, that's the minute you're going to have a shift in your mindset. And that mindset shift will last with you forever. It'll help you to overcome challenges, and it gives you a reference point in your life. Think about all of the difficult things that you've been faced with in your life. Now you look over your shoulder and go, not really that much of a big deal. And another way to describe it is it helps you to build resilience. You know, we hear this all the time, you know, talking to school kids about resilience. You need to be resilient, you need to be a bit tougher, and you need to have all of these things. But how do you do that? Well, the only way to do that really at a personal individual level is to challenge yourself and to join a competition. And mindset is everything, because these are lasting changes that you will make for yourself. Laura, can you take a couple of minutes maybe to share some stories about some of the delegates that have gone through Legacy International and see some of the mindset changes that you've seen as you've coached them through their experience?
Great. I'm so glad we're talking about this. It's huge, actually. One girl in particular, she came from another country and had been in Australia for maybe a year, and then she applied. She won People's Choice actually in Australia, which was really cool. But she said to me, Laura, I want to, but I don't know how. And I was like, it doesn't matter how. You just need to want to do it, jump in, and it will figure itself out. But I don't know how, and I don't know if I can afford it, right? And so I said, if you really want to do this, just audition and see if you get in. Because at the time we were auditioning. We don't do that now. It's another process. But anyways, if you want to know the process of pageantry, reach out to us. The link's below. But anyways, long story short, I said, just trust me, because I didn't know how I was going to pay for my journey, but I won Australia and then I won People's Choice, and it's opened up doors. And since then I've built another business, which has sold 270K worth of jewelry, which you don't join to build a business. Okay, guys, that just happened. The opportunity arose during COVID, and that's what happened in my journey. And so anyways, I was like, don't worry. All you need to know is, do I want to do this? And how do you know you want to do something? Because it excites you. That's how. It's the energy and it's the excitement. Because let me tell you, the how will come. The not, like it'll just present itself. If you jump into the journey, it comes, and it comes through other people's words. It comes through training, or it comes through intuition from above. Like it just comes, trust me, because my journey was funded through something that came to me when I'd already stepped in, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I paid for it in my own two pockets. No one else paid for it. I did, and it just presented itself along the journey. So long story short, she auditioned, she got through, and at the end of the process, she was one of the ones who was like, I can't get sponsors. I can't. And I said, watch the training. I'll coach you. Don't worry about it. So she watched the training and she got 3 sponsors. 3 amazing sponsors, a photography sponsor, a dress designer sponsor, and another one I can't remember right in this moment. But guess what happened right after the pageant? I love this so much. She got a private investor, and one of her dreams was to own a gym, because she's fresh into Australia from another country, and she's a personal trainer and she knows nutrition. She's amazing. So she launched her own gym, not even a year after the pageant. And this girl came to me saying, I want to, but I don't know how, and I can't afford to. And since then she won People's Choice. She funded the journey and now has her own business that came afterwards, because she had the belief in herself that she could. And that's just one little story of so many stories I can give you, that doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter if you don't have the money. Do you want to do it? Well, if the excitement is there, that is the thing that you're meant to do in that moment. Because I had no idea 10 years ago that I was going to compete and win Mrs. Australia. Are you kidding me? No idea. It just presented it to myself at a perfect time. I jumped in, I did it. It paid for itself. I, did another business afterwards. I killed it, success, got a Mercedes car, the whole thing. Anyways, long story short, when you jump in and say yes, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it provides. Let me trust you. Sorry, I promise you that.
Yeah, it's beautifully said, and it's a great story as well. And there's 2 key points that I want to kind of round out this quick show with today is, when you decide you want to compete in something, whatever that something is, particularly if we bring it back on point here and talk about Legacy International Pageants. If you decide you want to join with us, there's two really big things that will happen to you. The first one, whether you win or you don't, you're going to get some significant exposure. You get exposure through channels that you otherwise would never have accessed before. So our audience is going to see your project, they're going to see your legacy project, they're going to see you, and we're going to put you out there. People's choice are going to vote for you. So lots and lots of people are going to see you that have never seen you before. The second thing that's going to happen from the exposure that you get by being in a beauty pageant, it's going to open more doors for you. So as you just heard, we heard a story about opening a gym through a private investor. That may or may not have happened prior to her being in the pageant, but it certainly contributed to the overall success of what was going on. So we've got dozens and dozens of stories of delegates that have competed in Legacy International Pageants that have had doors opened for them post-pageant. We're going to help you to open more and more doors. When you join Legacy International Pageants, you'll be part by default of our influencer marketing agency. And beyond the beauty pageant, we've got a series of fashion shows that we run on an annual basis. You'll be invited to be some of the models to be part of that. And you'll also be invited as part of the influencer marketing agency into campaigns that we're running on behalf of businesses and brands. So you're going to get even more exposure that you otherwise wouldn't be able to access or gain through any other means. Pageantry is a really fantastic way of doing that. Whatever pageant you decide to go in, those things are going to happen to you. With Legacy International Pageants, with Laura and I here, you're going to have a tremendous opportunity that you wouldn't get with other pageant systems. And we're going to make sure that you're getting paid in the process of doing that as well. We want to use your experience in the pageant as a stepping off point for bigger and better things. You may never do another beauty pageant ever again. This might be the one and only one that you ever do. And so we want to make sure that you maximize every opportunity that you gain from the exposure that you get from being part of the pageant. Laura, have you got any?
And you know what, Rob?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Some people do come back time and time again
I do.
because they want to keep on growing their personal skills. But I will say this. 3 people come to mind when you said what can happen after this journey. Well, I just talked about Hayley on a past podcast. She got onto Channel 9 for the Lego Masters show. Veronica, a past queen, she was on My Kitchen Rules after pageantry in 2018. My Kitchen Rules, and she was on that for quite some time. So you probably will know her as well as bit of a semi-celebrity, in the reality world. Well, she is a celebrity in the reality world.
Yeah, definitely.
Not only that, at our pageants, we also do have reality TV stars as judging, and then past queens on our panel as well with Daniel Doody. He's a Channel 10 reporter. He was hosting our Australian pageant this year. And lucky last but not least is we've had a past queen who's gone on to the Australian Ballet, and she's only 13, and she got cast in one of their Nutcracker ballet, I think it was something like that, last year. So many things can happen. You can be a pageant queen from 10 years of age and go up to there. Why 10? Why not? Leadership skills at 10, your life could impact and be so amazing. How amazing would that be? We've got a 10-year-old right now going through it and learning and growing her core values. If I hadn't known that stuff, I'd be a billionaire.
Well, life would be radically different, that's for sure. Yeah,
Right.
there's no question about that. All right, folks, if you want to find out more about joining Legacy International Pageants, the link is on the screen right now and it's in the description below. If you're not too sure about that, first of all, come on over and join us in the community. We've got a free community called Inspire Greatness. We'll help you set up your legacy project in a 5-day challenge. And we've got a whole lot of other content over there that will help you to inspire greatness in your life. And you'll build a network there. We've got some live events that are happening a couple of times a week, and we encourage you to plug in and join us and have some fun and meet some new people and build your network in the process. It's lots of fun. So, Laura, have you got any closing remarks you want to have here today?
Just go out and be you. Life is too short to be stuck in misery and complaining and feeling bad, because remember, when you take control of your life and take control of your mind, you can take control of your dreams as well. You are made for greatness and you are made to be living out your dreams. So don't waste another day living in misery. Go out.
Beautifully
be inspirational.
Well said. Well said. All right, everyone. We'll see you in the next show. Bye for now. See ya.
Bye.